Hi, Blake and Matt from footballboot.co.uk, and today we're going to compare Adidas' brand new X16 Purechaos and Adidas' brand new X16.1 Football Boot. Now both of these boots are in the X range by Adidas Football and headlined by some of the biggest names in world football, including Thomas Muller, Angel Di Maria, Karim Benzema, Luis Suarez and Gareth Bale. So which boot is better, we'll find out at the end of this video. So we'll get straight into it and talk about the last. So both of these boots have the sprint frame Soleplate. Adidas have reintroduced their sprint frame Soleplate into the X collection in the 2016 X collection by Adidas Football, and really it's much wider than the standard X claw stud system and Soleplate seen on the X15.1. So really it's going to be a much wider boot than those, but in terms of last, they're both going to be exactly the same width.
So into the actual sizing of the new Purechaos and 16.1, and they are very true to size. I've recently worn this one for a test in my usual UK 10.5 and it fit me very nicely. So if you are someone looking for these two boots, go true to size. The only thing to mention is the Purechaos might be a little bit softer than what you find on the 16.1. So in terms of being comfortable in the toe box, the Purechaos will be slightly more comfortable.
So yes, that's probably the main difference between the X16 Purechaos and the X16.1 is the upper. The upper on the X16.1 is actually quite stiff. It's quite stiff and a bit thicker than what you get the X16 Purechaos. It's very thin and it's very soft. It's one of the softest materials and thinnest materials on the market, whereas the X16.1 really just has quite a stiff upper from head to toe. The X skin seen on the X15.1 is quite thin, but it wasn't the softest material. But the X16 Purechaos really combines the benefits of a very soft material and a very thin material in one.
So there's no doubt that the biggest difference between the Purechaos and the standard 16.1 is of course that pure cut lace cover. That covers the Purechaos laces here and it does enhance that striking and touching zone. Really nice touch, something that I'm a fan of. I really like the pure control that Blake's wearing now. It's a really nice thing that the laces are covered, so it does enhance that striking region. And obviously that 16.1, it has the laces. The lacing system doesn't actually go through the upper, they're just exposed eyelets, so that's something different from Adidas as well. But overall, you either get the lace 16.1 or the covered Purechaos.
So in terms of performance, the Pure Cut sock system and the Purechaos really provides a very seamless fit, especially when you're striking the ball. So from heel to toe, it's very, very seamless. And you've got that sort of slash design and NSG on the upper. Really adds a bit of friction on the ball, especially in wet weather conditions. But it's really sort of seamless, especially going to work really well for strikers and players that take a lot of free kicks. And on the X16.1, it's virtually the same as the X15.1. You've got laces on the outside, so nothing different there. Both central lacing systems, so it's pretty much the same with the X15.1 and the X16.1, but the fact that you've got the Pure Cut sock system really covers the laces, providing a seamless fit and feel.
So something that's a little bit surprising of the new 16.1 is that it doesn't actually feature NSG across its upper. Obviously when the 15.1 came out, Adidas did introduce their NSG from heel to toe, and it is there just to increase a bit of friction in all conditions. But surprisingly, although it is still an elite level boot, the 16.1 doesn't actually feature NSG. However, Blake's got the Purechaos and that does have the NSG. So
there are a lot of differences between the Purechaos and the X16.1, but there are a lot of similarities. Like they both got that same sprint frame sole plate, one's just spray painted and one's not. And they both got that same stud system, both got those teardrop shaped studs. They're not quite conical, so it's really going to enhance acceleration as well as braking. Definitely a good thing to have in a speed boot. And another feature which is the same on both of these models is that Tech Fit collar. You've got that Tech Fit collar on the X16.1 and the Tech Fit collar on the X16 Purechaos, really at the same height, and you both got that Achilles region. The one difference on the X16 Purechaos, it's got that dotted application spanning down the Achilles region just to really lock your heel in place, just to prevent any sort of heel slippage based on the fact that you've got that Pure Cut sock system, so you're not going to be completely locked down in the midfoot. And so the last thing to talk about is price with these two boots. Now the Purechaos is the more expensive boot of the two. It's going to price in at roughly £220, which is the same price as the Pure Control. Really expensive boot if you ask me. And if we take in the X16.1, it's going to price in at roughly the same price as the X15.1 at its launch date. So it's going to be roughly £150. So it's much cheaper. It's £70 cheaper than the Purechaos. So if you were a player with a budget, you could stick with the X16.1, but you would be dealing with no Pure Cut sock system and a slightly stiffer upper. So what do you think, Matt? Which boot would you go for, the Purechaos or the X16.1?
Well, it's not that the Purechaos is a really good boot for me. I'd still go for the Pure Control that Blake's actually wearing. It's just that the 16.1 to me, in my opinion, just feels a little bit cheap, a little bit factory made. The upper is definitely stiff. It will be too stiff for me. I do like that touch sensation on the ball from a very thin, soft upper. The Purechaos does have that slightly, so I would go for the Purechaos compared with the two.
And I have to agree with you, Matt. The X16 Plus Purechaos has a lot of premium technologies to go with the Pure Cut sock system, the softer and thinner upper, as well as the Tech Fit and sprint frame design. Really makes it a really sort of premium level football boot by Adidas, and along the same category as the A16 Plus Pure Control. I'd both wear these boots because they're both wide fitting. And if I had to choose one or the other, I'd definitely go with the Purechaos based on the fact it's just a much higher premium football boot. Which boot would you go for? The Purechaos, the X16.1, or the A16 Plus Pure Control? Please vote in our poll card now with which boot you would choose. That is our quick comparison between the X16.1 and the X16 Plus Purechaos. Thanks for watching, and as always,
we'll see you next time.